It took me 3 months to look at my son's picture. Just seen his car. It took me 3 months to look at his car. You thought you felt pain. Try looking for your child and not knowing where he is.
Daniel's mom, Melissa Edmond, speaking out for the first time, fighting back tears.
Daniel Cornelius Robinson, a native of South Carolina, left an indelible mark on those who knew him. Born with a unique spirit, he navigated life with an admirable sense of resilience and determination. In 2019, he marked a significant milestone by graduating from the College of Charleston, where he pursued his passion for archaeology. His academic achievements mirrored the brilliance that defined his character. Despite being born without his right hand and part of his forearm, Daniel's zest for life was unparalleled. Standing at 5'8" and weighing approximately 165 pounds, he transcended physical limitations to engage in activities that brought him joy. Video games and the trumpet were among his pursuits, showcasing his tenacity to overcome challenges and pursue his passions. An adventurer at heart, Daniel's wanderlust was tempered by a responsible nature. His family, whom he held dear, always knew of his travel plans. This combination of adventurous spirit and familial devotion painted a picture of a young man who embraced life fully while staying connected to his roots. The warmth and love Daniel had for his family were reciprocated in kind. Described as an incredibly bright mind, he radiated positivity and shared his enthusiasm for life with those around him. His story serves as an inspiration, proving that one's spirit can triumph over physical obstacles. In celebrating Daniel's 24 years of life, we honor not just the challenges he faced, but the vibrant, adventurous soul that left an enduring legacy. As Daniel embarked on the early stages of his career as a hydrogeologist, the future brimmed with excitement. Having secured a position with Matrix New World as a field geologist right after graduating from the College of Charleston, he set out on a journey that promised both professional growth and personal fulfillment. The prospect of contributing to the field of hydrogeology fueled his enthusiasm for the path ahead. Having recently moved to Phoenix for his new job, Daniel found a familiar connection in the form of his sister Devisha, who also resided in the same city. To supplement his income, Daniel took on an additional role as an Instacart driver, navigating the streets of Phoenix to deliver groceries to various households. On a fateful day, June 12, 2021, Daniel's life took an unexpected turn when he crossed paths with a woman named Caitlin during one of his Instacart deliveries. Their encounter led to the exchange of numbers, initiating a texting relationship. However, complications arose when Daniel, in a friendly gesture, stopped by Caitlin's home to pick up a canopy during her absence. This seemingly innocent act triggered a change in dynamics, prompting Caitlin to seek an end to their communication.
There are some text messages revealed in a police report from Buckeye Police that show Daniel was texting with a young woman leading up to his disappearance, and she turned down his advances. Robinson worked a side job delivering for Instacart. He also delivered liquor to a woman named Caitlin at her home. She and her friend had invited him in, apparently, and they exchanged phone numbers. Well, within the week, Robinson reportedly showed up unannounced and sent these messages saying, quote, "I couldn't stop thinking about you." She wrote back saying it made her uncomfortable and that she didn't want to hang out with him. According to the text, Robinson showed up at her home again, eventually asking Caitlin, "Do you hate me? Honestly, you showing up at my house unannounced," she said, "made me extremely uncomfortable. I don't see us hanging out anytime soon." All of these messages were then turned over to police and part of their initial report. As of tonight, Daniel's disappearance remains a mystery, and police say there is no evidence that any violence occurred or any foul play has happened. But Daniel's family say it just isn't like him to disappear.
The events surrounding Daniel's disappearance unfold against the backdrop of these interactions, leaving unanswered questions and concerns among those who knew him. The blend of professional aspirations, familial connections, and a chance encounter with Caitlin adds complexity to the narrative, underscoring the unpredictable nature of life's twists and turns. On the morning of June 22, 2021, Daniel's father, David Robinson II, had his final conversation with his son. The subsequent day held a routine for Daniel as he stopped at a local gas station before heading to work, where he was scheduled to meet his co-worker, Kenneth, at a job site. As investigators delved into the events leading up to his disappearance, they scrutinized Daniel's phone records, revealing that his last text message was sent to Kenneth around 8:10 a.m. Witnesses who encountered Daniel that morning noticed a change in his demeanor, a departure from his usual self. However, he gave no indication of harboring thoughts of self-harm or harm to others. The clock ticked past 9 a.m., marking the last confirmed sighting of Daniel. Concern deepened as 3:00 p.m. approached, and Kenneth, unable to reach Daniel, initiated a search in the desert area near their workplace. Daniel's tire marks hinted at a westward direction, leaving a trail shrouded in mystery. Despite Kenneth's efforts, Daniel remained elusive. The last known location placed him near Sun Valley PWI and W Cactus Ard in Buckeye, Arizona, intensifying the urgency of the search. The unfolding events paint a perplexing picture, leaving family, friends, and colleagues grappling with the uncertainty surrounding Daniel's disappearance. The ordinary routines of a gas station stop and work meeting transformed into a disquieting mystery, urging the community to come together in hopes of unraveling the whereabouts of a young hydrogeologist with a promising future. At a certain point in the day, Daniel's father, David, learned about the troubling situation. When he reached out to the Buckeye Police Department to report his son missing, he was initially told to wait a minimum of 12 hours before filing a report. It's worth noting that the idea of waiting 12 or 24 hours before reporting a missing person is a misconception across jurisdictions. Nevertheless, Daniel was officially reported missing around 7 p.m. on June 23, 2021. Living in South Carolina at the time, David wasted no time and drove to Arizona to support the search for his son, arriving by June 26th. The subsequent days saw a collective effort in the search for Daniel. Foot and aerial searches scoured the desert, but unfortunately, no new information surfaced regarding Daniel's whereabouts. In a bid to involve the local community, missing person posters were distributed, casting a wider net of awareness. Amidst the search efforts, authorities stumbled upon remains on several occasions, but none matched Daniel's profile. This added a layer of complexity to an already distressing situation, leaving family, friends, and investigators grappling with the lack of concrete leads. Despite the challenges, David Robinson II remained resolute in his determination to contribute to the investigation and find his missing son. On July 19, 2021, a local rancher came across Daniel's light blue 2017 Jeep Renegade. Oddly, Daniel wasn't around. The car was discovered on its side in a ravine a few miles away from where Daniel was last seen. It's worth noting that between the time Daniel went missing and the discovery of the car, there were at least 3 rainstorms, which could have affected the condition of the scene. Inside the overturned Jeep, authorities found a pair of jeans turned inside out, 2 brown work-type boots, a faded orange vest with a company logo, a t-shirt, and 2 inside-out socks.
There's the t-shirt. His jeans were found inside out, just like this. His orange work vest was laid out there to the side. So anything above would have seen the orange vest, reflective vest off to the side.
Interestingly, there was some red paint on the car, but investigators didn't perform forensic testing at the scene since there were no signs of blood, despite the wreckage. Shortly after the car was found, the Robinson family enlisted the help of private investigator Jeff McGrath, who specializes in accident reconstruction. His expertise was brought in to shed light on the circumstances surrounding the discovery of Daniel's car and to aid in unraveling the mystery of Daniel's disappearance. The inclusion of McGrath in the investigation added a new dimension to the search for answers, as the family, alongside authorities, sought to piece together the puzzle of Daniel Robinson's whereabouts. McGrath, the private investigator, raised concerns about the car's damage not accurately reflecting the surrounding terrain. Further investigation into the car's airbag control module revealed intriguing details. The car had been started over 40 times after the airbags were deployed, and there were an additional 11 miles on it since the deployment. This suggested that the car was driven post-crash. The system also indicated that the crash likely occurred around 1 p.m., almost 4 hours after Daniel was last seen. Armed with this newfound information, forensic testing was belatedly conducted. Law enforcement took wet and dry swabs from various parts of the car, although the specific results of these tests have not been disclosed to the public. The revelation that the car had been manipulated and driven after the crash raised more questions than answers, deepening the mystery surrounding Daniel Robinson's disappearance. As investigators and McGrath worked to unravel the complexities of this case, the forensic findings held the potential to provide crucial insights into the events leading up to and following the car's discovery. As of today, the search for Daniel Robinson continues, led by his determined family. Despite the discovery of several sets of remains during the search efforts, none have matched Daniel's profile. David Robinson II remains actively involved in keeping Daniel's case in the public eye, participating in numerous news media and podcast interviews. Notably, he made an appearance at the 2022 CrimeCon event in Las Vegas, using these platforms to raise awareness about his son's disappearance.
You start kind of interviewing the people in the circle, or you go out to the side, or what happens?
Well, that is a long trip. You can imagine I'm doing everything from the car while I'm driving, talking to coworkers, to this company, to the police department, trying to get things done while I'm driving. Once I made it to Arizona, I did get a call from my auntie from Philly telling me that the police department was putting a Phoenix Firebird, it's called a helicopter, called a Phoenix Firebird in the air. I was relieved, but I was right there, so I'm like almost 3 days later. Once I got into town, the first thing I wanted to do was start my own investigation. And one of those things was to talk to the only person that saw my son last.
The family's commitment to finding Daniel has been unwavering, especially considering the challenges they faced with the Buckeye Police Department's perceived lack of urgency during the investigation. To amplify their advocacy, the Robinson family established the Please Help Find Daniel advocacy website and corresponding social media platforms, creating a dedicated space to share Daniel's story and engage with a broader audience. In the face of uncertainty, the family's persistence and the community's support remain vital elements in the ongoing efforts to unravel the mystery surrounding Daniel Robinson's disappearance.
Eventually, local stations did stories and citizens began helping search. Did you know Daniel?
No, I just wanted to help.
You're just helping out a stranger on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Why?
You know what? I can't imagine what that man's going through.